Hello, Fever River Rail fans, and welcome to a little bit of a review, a little bit of a workbench. So today, well, not today, but a few weeks ago, Austin and I picked up a new air compressor and some new airbrushes. We do have an old compressor way the hell up there. It's a little loud, doesn't run well. But Austin learned of Harbor Freight, of all places, having a nice little compressor and some airbrushes available for the compressor. I believe was about $200, $190, somewhere in that range, and they had little small scale modeling brushes for $80, $70, $80. We ended up getting one compressor and we got two brushes. So this is the first brush. This is kind of the typical brush. They're both gravity fed. This has the variable trigger. Has a replacement needle. It has two needle sizes, 0.3 millimeter and 0.5 millimeter. I believe default is the 0.5. Yeah. Also has a quick connect. We don't have the female end for that. But yeah, that's that one. And the one I've been using mostly is this pistol grip one. This has the same two paint cups. It has the same replacement needles. Has some grease to lube up the needle mechanism. It's also got the quick connect, and it also has three different nozzles for the needles. Two for the 0.5, two for the 0.3. So this is going to be the one I'm going to use, and then if we turn over towards the paint booth, that is my thinner and cleaner. The Krylon is what I use to thin paint. The lacquer thinner is what I use for cleaning once I'm done, or between colors. As for colors, up here, well, let's introduce the project I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a Katy log car. I picked up like 9 of these back at the Lena show, and I've gotten through most of them actually. So it comes with a set of logs, which will get a shot of brown on them, and I'll hand brush some details with this. I'm going to try something else with these as well. Then all the other bits are in the bags. I'll be pulling them out and prepping them later. Brown I will be using is earthy brown. It's a Tester's Craft paint, and I'll be using a black for some parts. I've got a top-notch acrylic matte, and then here is what I've got mixed. Like I said, I've already done a few of these. Some have gotten painted with this already, so I do need to mix up some more brown. The black, I'm not overly happy with how it has been mixing, but it does have the correct consistency from what I've been told, which is supposed to be a milky consistency. So I'm going to go get prepped here. I need to throw a shot of primer. That's almost empty. But I need to throw some primer on this, or on these parts, and then I will get to the brushing. Okay, so here's what is in the kit. I got a set of couplers that will go with this. Let's see, accessory A. There's a bunch of the metal bits, or more kind of detail bits. So there's the log. There's the log bolsters. There's the end platforms, and we've got the truck bolsters. So I actually don't use any of this other stuff. I use the screws and I use the nails that are in here, but I don't add the brake rigging. I tried on one, it was a pain. Might try on another, but it's not going to be this one. Yeah, so that's in that baggie. So in this other baggie, we have the trucks, and we have the frame of the car, and then this is its own package. This is the brake cylinders. So let's see here. Trucks, that stuff. And these little details I won't be using. We've got brake hoses, got a couple extra screws. We got a chain far too fiddly for me. Got the these bits go on the side of the log bolsters. We've got some brackets to hold the brake rigging in place. We've got a brake wheel. No idea what those are. We got the little rings to hold the chains in place. And then, of course, we have the logs. So like I said, I got a little bit, I got to set everything up, but throw a coat of primer on it, and then we will get to the setup of the airbrush itself. Okay, so I have everything prepped. I got a little paint on me. So now it's to make sure I got enough brown for the project. So first off, I'm going to shake my paint itself. And we're going to put a little bit of that in there. A little more. There we go. Now we're going to fill this cup the rest of the way up with our thinner. Like I said, I picked up this Krylon Farm and Implement Reducer. Picked it up when we bought the main paint that we thought we were going to be using at the club. Which is a can of Rust-Oleum Alice Chalmers Orange, because that's the official color we're going with for Fever River Orange. Trying to use this pipette as a way to reduce the mess. I think I succeeded. And before we go ahead, give it a stir. Oh, splashed myself. Okay, got a good stir there. Now this isn't mixed at all yet. Well, it's partially mixed. What's left was... So you can see there, got a little bit of a... So I've been told that you want a little bit of a film, kind of a milky film, on the jar when you're mixing. And I'm not entirely sure I succeeded in that. And I'm also wondering if I read somewhere that acrylic is supposed to be mixed with water, or I don't know. I've been told somewhere that it's supposed to be something's supposed to be mixed with water. I don't know what exactly. I feel like I should probably find a different container, dump this in, and wipe this one out. Okay, just taking this old label off here. I think I've got the right consistency here. So I'm going to call that one good. I might do some testing later, tuning it later as I spray. And next I have the black. I'm going to make sure that this is at least partially ready. So this is another acrylic paint that I think I'm supposed to use the reducer with. So I haven't used a whole lot of this. And this has stayed pretty well mixed. So I'm fairly happy with that. I'll give it a good shake before I put it in. But yeah, as of right now, I am just waiting on the primer to finish up. And I will remove my black parts and paint up my brown parts first. Alright, I will see you guys in just a minute. Okay, got a coat of primer set, and now let's go ahead and get our airbrush set up. So, like I said before, I am going to be using the pistol grip one. And we are going to use the larger of the two cups. I shouldn't need the entire size, but that's what I'm going with. So, and then that just goes into there. And that's the inside of the cup. So next, make sure to come find the correct hose. Coming off of the, or choose your hose coming off the compressor. This has two hoses, or 2 points to hook a hose to. And there we go. So next, we got to turn the compressor on. Now, I really like this compressor. It's real quiet. That's it. And you can immediately start painting. So this doesn't exactly have a pressure tank on it, but it does hold a little bit of pressure in the hose. And up top here, it does have a holder. I would prefer to be able to put it in the front, and that's it, reaching its max pressure. So I am going to bump the PSI up for what this is going to be spraying. We're currently at 20 PSI. And we are ready to go. So I'm going to move you and get you in a better position so where I can paint without bumping into this or being in front of it. Okay. So I have you moved in a position I think is going to work out. Now, to give my paint a good shake and make sure it is at a good consistency. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. So at this point, carefully fill the cup. And at this point, I can start painting. Make sure it's coming out. And I don't seem to be having any paint come out. So that means I'm going to have to tear this down and take a look at it. This very well could just be a case of this is not mixed at all. And there's a chunk in here. So I like to return my excess paint to the container just to not waste any. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this part off camera. I'll show you what it all looks like. Okay, so it was a simple fix, so see if I can zoom in. So right there, that is the needle. So I did not get this cleaned as well as I should have last time I used this, so it was sticking. At least that's one of the problems. And it wasn't returning. Now I do have it freed, so we're going to go ahead and give this another try. So I did mention that this compressor does not have a tank. It also does not have any valve at the end of the hose to keep it from leaking. So it does have to build pressure all the way back up. However, I can go... Don't mind that. I can go ahead, put a little bit of paint in, and there we go. We are now in business. So let's see here. So there is our primed piece. I could have done a better job with the primer, but I'm a little less concerned about this, so. I don't think I'm getting much brown paint out of this at the moment. I'm not 100% sure that this is the correct brown, and I'm not entirely sure I have enough actual paint in the mix. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more paint into here. But first I am going to demonstrate how to clean out a brush between colors, mostly to make sure no paint gets messed up, or it doesn't harden in the gun and cause issues later. So what I have here is a airbrush clean out pot. So what you do with this, you make sure it's open, like so. You fill your brush with some cleaner. Spilled a little. And you just put it right up into there. Filter on this does like to try to come out, and it is best to run in an entire bowl through it with the gun. So this will take a minute. I am using the big bowl. This does have a little filter, but it has no way to actually keep it in. So, see if that has enough weight. I know you can't see into the, maybe? I don't know if I can't turn that enough to show you what is going on inside the gun. It is coming out nice and clean though. So I do invite anyone that actually knows what they're doing to comment and let me know how to improve and if I should be doing anything different. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the compressor, and I'm going to go try to get my paint better here, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I think I've got it. Yeah, that's better. So just like with a rattle can, even strokes, and let go once you've passed the end of the item you're painting. So the nozzle that I'm currently using does have is a fan nozzle, meaning that it is giving me a fan pattern. I currently have it set up to be a horizontal. It is perpendicular to my motion of travel. Pulling this out so I can take a closer look at it. I should clean this up a little better, but I am happy with that at the moment. Let's stick that out of the way, and let's move over to our logs. So same thing. Should probably have a glove on at the moment, because I'm pretty sure I am painting my hand quite a bit. Sorry I'm not talking, I am trying to concentrate a little bit here. These logs do start as brown, so if you just want to throw them together and turn them into load and use them as loads, you are perfectly welcome to. But I'm putting a little more effort into this, almost out on this cup. I'm actually glad I used the big cup. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down for a moment and bring my paint back down here. I hope I'm actually recording. You're getting some of what I'm doing and not just my arm. I'm going to be upset. So I don't have the lid on this because it just gets really tight. Okay, that's better. Okay, I'm getting they're just about getting there. So before we got this airbrush, I did about 3 or 4 of these cars with just brushes. They turned out okay, but I did put the paint on a little thick, so. Don't be afraid to go to the side of your paint booth and just test your flow to make sure you are still in fact getting color out. I know I'm doing horrible technique here. And we're going to go ahead and fill up again. And that is actually almost out of paint. Yeesh. I didn't realize I went through this much brown. That is actually all the paint I currently have mixed. So before I make more, I am going to clean that out. I don't think I just don't think I had it mixed well. Oh well, these are supposed to be trees, so no need to make them perfect. Although I would rather there not be much white. Or any for that matter. Yeah, I definitely didn't have this paint mixed as well as I should have. And I think that is going to do it for the brown. Pull this out into better light so I can inspect it. Yeah, I am happy with that. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and dump this brown into the cleaner. So I already showed the cleaning, so I'm not going to do that every time. But yeah, So I'm going to go ahead and clean this out, give it a good cleaning, and I will switch over to the black parts once I can put these somewhere else. Once again, be back in a minute. Okay, and now we are going to do the small parts. I think I will be doing another coat of brown on the main chassis, but that is for in a little bit. Okay, so first we got airbrush, we got paint. I've been shaking it for a minute here. It's okay to set that on the side because there's nothing in it. Hopefully I do have this mixed. Okay. No solids sitting in there. So I do have a glove on for this. Go ahead. Okay, so I am having a small issue with the black. So over here, see there. Oh, spilling. Okay, 1 minute. It happens better over here. You can kind of see my test lines already. But yeah, I get more black on the right side of the nozzle than I do to the left. I don't know why that is. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and start on these. Fuck. Oh. Oh well. Okay. There's one bit, and this one's kind of already been, 1 moment. This is not in a comfortable position for me. Don't mind my spill, I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. How to get my stick out of the way. That'll be fine there. Okay. Real lightweight part. That seemed to work a little better right off of my fingertip. And on to the last bolster. Alright, and I think that is probably going to be the best I'm going to get on this. I got a little paint left, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm quite happy with this mix at the moment. Though God knows next time I need to mix up more black, I know it's not going to end well. So that is going to conclude the painting portion of this video. So once again, I'm a complete novice at airbrushing. We picked this up, it seems pretty simple to use, and for a beginner set, I'm happy with it. It may be from Harbor Freight, but they're a big business for a reason. Just because they got a few bad apples in their stock doesn't mean their entire inventory is crap. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, let this black dry. I'm gonna go throw some clear coat on everything. Just got a rattle can of that. Rust-Oleum 2X matte clear. And once I'm done with that, I will bring you guys back and I will assemble this car, show you how I do that, show you my process, all that. Anyhow, back in just another minute. Okay, so while I wait for the black to dry, actually I need to do another coat of brown on the chassis. So, but in order to do that, I need more brown paint, and I need to actually make sure I get some paint on the car itself. So we're gonna go over my mixing method here. So first off, need to get my brown, or my paint in here. And that's about what I've been doing, maybe a little more. Yeah. I had a ruler here a moment ago. I'll show you how big this jar is. I don't know where that's gone. But next I add my reducer, my thinner. Like I said, I use this Krylon stuff. It's what I have in the black that just worked mostly well. Damn it. And just fill this the rest of the way up. And leave a little space so I can adjust it. Close that up. And let's see, where is my mixer? There's my mixer. So Brian up at the Hobby Depot, if you guys are in the area, in the northwestern Illinois area, make sure to check out Brian up at the Hobby Depot in Monroe. He's a great guy. He gives the club a little bit of a discount. Well, I mean, he'll give you a discount. He knows who's in the club. He's a good friend. He won't steer you wrong. Let's start by getting this mixed. Okay, it's a good little bit of mixing. Put the lid on, and this is when I go to shake. So, but first, let's go ahead and see where we're at. Yeah, a little bit of that milky film. But as you can see, most of the paint, or there is a noticeable layer of paint there at the bottom. It does not go to the bottom. Doesn't look like, but it is on the wall. So I'm gonna go get that shaken, and no, I don't know. Okay, so I think I've got the consistency I want. Nothing stuck on the bottom. So hopefully that's good. I am gonna go ahead and spray this off camera. But yeah. I will bring you guys back once I'm happy with that. It's set and I got a clear coat on. Actually, once I got paint on that, and then I'll show you how I tear down this brush for cleaning. Okay, so I've got coat on that. It's drying, and while it does that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I clean this up. So I have a little bowl here for my parts, and I'm going to go ahead and start by filling that with my cleaner. I also do have some paper towels around. So So first and foremost, we'll take the bowl off. Put that in there, get it soaked around. Next, we'll take off. That is not what I wanted to take off. There we go. We'll take off the collar and the nozzle. Put those in there. And now, right here, we have another portion of the needle. Inside the tool kit, there's a little wrench. This wrench is to take that off. Hold on, before I get to that, I should probably remove the needle itself. So for this one, there is a piece on the back here. This is part of the control nozzle, how you control it. So rather than just pulling the trigger all the way, you twist this piece at the back and it'll limit how far that can push back. So next, loosen that and you can pull the needle itself out. Tighten that back up just a little and back up to the needle here. I know that's the wrong term. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. And we'll dump that in there. And next we take the rest of the front assembly off. You may need a wrench or plier to loosen it properly. And there's that. That is all the bits that paint would have touched that I can take off. So now I just have this, which is why I have a couple of these syringes here with me. And we're gonna go ahead, rinse it like this a couple of times. And let's see. Some little cleaner bits here a little bit ago. Don't know what I did with them, because I definitely want to do more. But if I can't find them, that's no big deal. I've heard people say that they don't do much. So we'll take some little paper towel into there. And we'll get some shoved into the top where the bowl connects, and we'll make sure to twist that around. Get some goings on in there. And we'll set that to the side. So next we're going to go ahead and take the needle. Make sure we've got some cleaner on a paper towel here. And we're going to go ahead, just polish it like this. Make sure there's no paint left on here. We're going to go ahead and leave that back in here. That piece doesn't have anything extra on it. However, the nozzle here is our next point of contact. Make sure that gets cleaned off inside and out. So like I said earlier, this is the fan nozzle. If you look closely in there, you can see where there are channels for air to go through. And they come out on the wings. It does something to create a fan. I don't know the physics behind it, I just know it works. So go ahead and put that back and zoom back out. We're going to go ahead and take another syringe of cleaner, and we are going to go ahead and do the nozzle assembly. This has rubber gasket on it, so I'm sure I'm absolutely destroying it. It's running down my my arm. Okay. And once we've done that, I'm going to put this piece back in here. Not going to tighten it down, but we're going to do the same thing. Take some cleaner in. And force that through. All right. So there is that. And next, well, finally, we're going to take the bowl, paper towel with some cleaner on it, and we are going to go ahead and spin this around, make sure you get all that gunk that's still in there. Didn't quite get it. All right, there is that. So we can set that to the side, and we are going to go ahead and grab a fresh paper towel. Grab a fresh paper towel. Hopefully I can finish this. And we're going to go ahead and dry things off here now. So make sure this bit is tightened. And we can put this back on the gun itself. Like that. So next we can put that, and we should probably dry that. All right, piss poor dry job, I know. And that just sits on there. That is held in place by this collar here. This piece doesn't really get paint on it, but I threw it in there just to throw it in there. And that goes over like that. And tighten that. Finally, we take the needle out. We dry it off. We make sure to loosen the nut, or the holding nut in the back, before we put that in. Push it all the way through and tighten the nut back down. And finally, we can put the control cover back on, if I can find where I set it. I'm sure it's right in front of me, isn't it? Yeah, good job. Good job. There's my ruler. There it is. Okay. You do have to be careful putting this on. Make sure it's on straight. There is space for the needle in there to go. And there we go. So that is as far back as I can go, and I'll tighten this down. Okay. Kind of messed that bit up. But here I'm showing, I tightened the control down a bit, showing that it doesn't allow the trigger to go all the way back. If I loosen that back up, trigger can go all the way down. I like it at this point, so I'm going to set it there, and that is the airbrush cleaned. I'm running out of storage on my phone, so I gotta stop this video and go check that. But that is going to do it for the airbrush stuff. I will be back shortly showing the assembly and final painting and assembly of the whole car. Okay, we're finally out of the paint booth and we are ready to start assembly. So first we inspect everything, make sure I'm happy with the paint. Not too concerned about the paint under here because this is the bottom side. Do got some flashing, looks like, to deal with on the inside of the bolsters, and I did not clean this off at all. before painting it like an idiot. So I do have my paint out here for touch-ups because I'm going to need it. All right, a little bit of filing, and we've got that clean. Got the flashing on this cleaned up. And next is going to be these end pieces. So make sure you orientate it in the correct direction. I have the paneling up versus down. Looks like I do need to get some paint off of the other pieces here, as well as clean some more flashing off. Good Lord, I did horrid. That's definitely going to need some paint touch-up. Might have, I do got to brute force this a little bit, or take more material off. There we go. And there. That is one end. So I got some touching up on both the brown and the black to do on that. And it'll probably be the same story at this end. My first one of these I did with the airbrush. These bits were kind of last minute because I was originally intending to hand brush these ones again. Until I found my well, I found this and was going to just brush it on, but decided to try it out. And I had a lot of peeling on the paint. There we go. Almost. And there we go. There is the end frames on, I guess you want to call them. Next up, we have the log bolsters. I think that's the right term. And once again, we got to work some filing out here. Keep bringing these closer to my face so I can see what I'm doing a little better, forgetting that I'm trying to record it. Okay, there's one, and then we bring these little pieces up. And this is where the truck will sit. Truck is supposed to fit in there. Spin it around a little to make sure it spins freely. And find our screw here. Or hold on. No, I don't want to do that just yet. I'm getting a tiny bit ahead of myself. But we are going to get to this other bolster fitted. And I just realized I am still missing a tool. All right, there is more or less a completed-ish car. So I still got to put the couplers on, which is going to be the next step. Then the trucks, and then I'll look at doing some touch-up painting. So I definitely see a little bit there that I'm concerned about. And then the end of this. Don't know about the other end. The other end's got a little bit I need to do if it doesn't interfere with the coupler. All right, so I'm going to go get this last tool I'm missing, and I will get the couplers on. Okay, got my needle nose. These are a little bigger than I need, but unfortunately, I don't know where any smaller ones are at. And here are our couplers, KD 115s. These are, I don't know if these are designed specifically for Katie's log cars, but this is what has come in both, or all of these skeleton cars and my handful of disconnects. Okay, so these are a medium, looks like a medium shank. No, that looks like a short shank. Center set whisker coupler. I believe that is the 147, 145. I'm not very good with the numbers offhand. And then the coupler boxes. So this is a 2-part coupler box. We've got The square one there is the top piece. This goes up. And it would be in the indent in there. Meanwhile, the flat piece here is, as you can see, it is longer than the box. That is because it comes back and catches this hole. And one of these nails here, probably not going to focus on it. There we go. One of these nails pushes through that hole into this hole. All right, so first we've got to assemble the coupler. And you have to make sure you know which way things are going. All right, so that goes in like that. And I have not seen a difference in which way you put the other part on here. And I've got to take a call, 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. My mother was calling. All right, so to assemble this, you just press it together. I do find it can be kind of tricky, so you may have to flip the lid here a couple of times. There we go. And make sure it does its thing properly. Next, this goes into here, or supposed to go into here. I personally find a little additional leverage and a better grip using a set of pliers does wonders. So that is in there, and that is a good tension fit, so you shouldn't have to worry about it coming off. However, I do like to put these nails in whenever possible. Already pointed the nail hole out earlier. Oh, didn't let go enough. All right, you do have to be careful here, because the step here end piece does offer the most resistance when doing this. Once again, make sure the coupler swings properly. Make sure to inspect the top to see any more paint touch-ups. I got a little bit on the bolster, and I think I got a little bit right there. All right, we're looking good. And we will still touch those bits up with the black once we're ready for it. And on to the other coupler here. So once again, it's the same thing. Okay, I did just notice that there is a little bit of a lip on this piece, and I think that goes upwards towards the coupler. Or it goes down. Yeah, it goes down. Don't mind me, I'm an idiot. All right, and there we have that together and ready to go in. I must have done a better job at filing this end because that slid right in. All right, now we'll grab our other nail here. And we'll place this one in as well. Now, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as my ability goes, these couplers are never coming out unless I absolutely have to. Like if that spring decides that it no longer wants to be there. That said, that is the couplers on. So let's go ahead and get back to the trucks. So that one still has its truck bolster. I know I'm using the wrong terminology. I'm sorry. All right, and the screws that come with us are flathead. Wonderful. Wonderful. I couldn't tell you the exact age of these kits, so I don't know if flathead was all that was available or if this was just a cost-saving measure. I like to tighten it down and then back it off a couple of turns while checking everything works as it should, and it does. And we'll repeat the process on the other end. And I'm at the slot. So the reason a lot of people that I know, I wasn't even in the hole. Reason that I know a lot of people here at the club don't care for these slot head screws is that they don't keep the driver in themselves. It's a little more skill and effort. Okay, where's this hole? It's at the back. Come on. Come on, what am I screwing up here? Okay, I need the camera out of the way because this is causing me back issues. So I will bring it back in just a moment. Okay, so there we have it. Both trucks are on. And I could call this done if I wanted to have an empty load or empty car. I don't like dealing with the brakes, so fight me. Sorry. So I did have the measurement for how long I need. So I got some chain. This is a jewelry chain. This is what it looks like out of the package. I got a rust-colored paint for the spray gun. So now it's got a bit of a red tinge. Kind of looks like a big, heavy-duty rusted chain. It is extremely out of scale. And there it is compared to the chain that comes with the kit. The next thing I need is to find the how much chain I need. I had the measurement before, but that was a while ago. So what I do, it's been a while since I've done this. I took a couple days off, or a couple weeks off after our open house. So on here, on the log bolsters, there's these nubs. These are part of what is supposed to hold the chain regularly. And these links are perfectly sized to fit around. You can almost put that on with no glue, but we do want to make sure that this stays completely secure. We're going to grab the logs, position them on the car, attempt to position them on the car. This is kind of the fiddliest part of this. And we are going to grab our hook here. And we are going to bring the chain around about, don't want it too tight because I find this a lot easier. So this is the one I want. Okay, so I want to keep this link. So I want to cut this link. Hopefully that leaves me with enough. I don't know if it will. And if it doesn't, I don't know. All right. So we're going to go ahead, take this back. Give you a close-up of how I marked that, maybe. Oh, there it is. So you can see that little bit of chrome color, or that little spot of paint, and I've lost it again. Okay. And we're going to take massively oversized cutters. And now we have one chain. And for the bit that came off, it's not quite long enough, so this will get thrown in a container elsewhere. Assuming I have the right bits. I absolutely have the right bits. All right. Now you're probably thinking, what are you going to do at the other end? Well, fortunately for me, I have some leftover from the last chain I had. I was thinking it was too short. But as you can see, it's actually about the same length. I could trim off a piece, but I'm not going to. So here is the next step in the process. Loop one end of the chain, back around, and at this point I am going to utilize this epoxy resin or UV resin. Far more than I should need. But this stuff kind of causes me some issues. So this secures in about in just a few seconds with the UV light, and it is practically invisible unless you're actually looking for it. All right, that should be good. And where is my other one? Is that it, or is that it? That's it. And while we have it on this, at this end, or on this side, we will go ahead and put this one up as well. Okay. There we go, and another. Now, I fully expect to get some rivet counter or purist in the comments eventually telling me, no, this is wrong. You should be using some other type of glue that cures in like 2 hours. Like, no, I don't have patience for that, especially trying to do a video. But even if I wasn't, I don't have the patience for that regardless. All right. Should be good. And now we repeat the same process on the other side. All right. So the chains are now both attached, and I'm going to get them secured with some more resin. I'll probably be cutting some of this out or speeding it up, I don't know. All right, and a drop on the other end. All right, and that should do that. So next, I'm gonna do my paint touch-ups. So like I said before, I got a little bit at this end. All right, don't look too bad. I got a little bit there. I don't know if I'll do the brown or the black on that. And this end, kind of the same deal. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera to the side because this, I need a little more precision than what I can get with the camera right in front of me. So I will be right back. All right, here we go. Paint is nicely touched up. Still see some bare metal spots, but that's okay. So next it's time to add the logs. So there's a few options I've done. So one, make sure the chains float freely. Stick the logs in like so. And that gets me 2 logs somewhat chained down. So as you can see, the chain on this end decided to slip off the logs. So I just use my hook here, push the logs forward a little, and now I've got one more log to put in. If I have my chain links right, I can just slide this in like so. Now at this point, I could glue these into place, make sure they never fall out. But then I'm going to be left with ugly little glue spots. So that is what I call done. I'm not going to take this through a rolling test because that is not the point. The entire point of this is to show off the ability. This video was to show off the spray gun. Looks great. It's definitely user friendly. Car came out looking good. I'll probably play around with some other cars. I know I have some weathering I want to attempt with my stock train. Don't know if that'll get filmed. Probably not. Not until I'm starting to be happy with it. But anyhow, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. It's been like 2 weeks since I actually started this video, so I don't even remember what I did in the first part, aside from show off the Black Widow, the Spectrum by Black Widow spray compressor and one of the guns, or airbrushes, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Peace.